Jake Newshound, and this is Newshound's Location Report. I'm standing on a hillside in Galilee surrounded by literally thousands of people. Old, young, babies in nappies, people who've come here by luxury donkey, the crowds who've walked miles and miles to hear Jesus. Some people arrived on stretchers, but have gone home running and jumping because, yes, Jesus has been doing miracles again. One of the people who saw it happen was local builder Doug Downdeep. I spoke to him just a short while ago. Doug, tell us all about it. What about all these amazing miracles that Jesus has been doing?
Yeah, they really are amazing. But it's what he said that got to me.
So, what did he say?
Well, look, I'm a builder, right? And I live in a little town down on the Sea of Galilee. Been building down there for years. But the fact is, I've never made much money on account of the fact that the houses I put up keep falling down. And never been able to work out why. I mean, I always use the best stone and the best cement. I mean, it's sad, because I build right on the beach so that people can have a lovely view of the sea.
You build on the sand?
Yeah, that's right, on a beach. But after a week or two, the houses start falling to bits. Usually after it's been raining, funnily enough. And I could never work out why until today. Jesus was telling this story about two builders. One who built his house on the sand, just like me, and the other who built his house on rock. And you'll never guess what happened. There was this flood, and the house on the sand just fell down, while the house on the rock didn't budge at all. And I thought, that's it. That's what I've been doing wrong. I've got to start building on rock. Man's a genius, should have been a builder. Did he say anything else? Yeah. He said something strange. People who listen to my words and obey them are like the man building his house on rock. But people who hear and don't do nothing about it are like the other builder, you know, like me. The one who built on sand.
Well, that all happened a few hours ago. I'm now talking to one of the hundreds of people who've been selling food to the crowds. Hamburger, tell me what you saw happening today.
Oh, we were having a brilliant time. We were selling food faster than you could prepare it. There was this long queue of people all waiting for their lunch. And I was just serving a little boy his Goliath burger when suddenly somebody rushed up and said, "Come on, quick, Jesus is off to heal someone." And the crowd just stampeded down the hill. They forgot all about their lunch. The whole queue just vanished. Could have been ever so bad for trade, you know. But we packed up the donkey ever so quick, and then we rushed off after them. Well, after Jesus. Turned out that what had happened was that there was this Roman officer, he was a colonel actually, in the town nearby, and he'd sent his messengers to Jesus to say, could he please come and heal his servant? I mean, he was really ill, he was going to die. That's why Jesus was going so fast. I mean, the donkey and I could hardly keep up with him. But then Jesus suddenly stopped. Now, by this time, I'm right beside him. The colonel had sent another message boy. He came straight up to Jesus and said, "My master says, don't bother yourself about coming to me. I'm not worthy to have you in my house." And then he said, this is the amazing bit. "My master says that he's a soldier. He gives orders and they're always obeyed. And if you give the order, he knows that his servant will be healed." Well, Jesus was really surprised. He turned around and looked at us. And then he said, "Listen to me, everyone. I have never, ever found anyone who had as much faith as this soldier." And then he said a few words to the message boy and sent him back to the colonel.
So he didn't heal the servant who was about to die?
Well, that's a funny thing. About an hour later, same messenger boy comes back all excited. "Where's Jesus?" he says to me. "Where's Jesus?" I said, as soon as you left, he went off to another town. And then he said, he healed him. He did it. I got back home and my mate, the colonel's servant, was better. He was sitting in the yard polishing the colonel's armour. Jesus healed him without even coming to the house.
Pam, thanks. Gotta be off. Gotta catch up with Jesus. I'm now outside what must be one of the poshest and most expensive houses in the whole of Galilee, the house of Simon the Pharisee. Earlier this evening, Jesus was here at a dinner party with some of the richest people in town. Ed Banger, Chief of Security, was here to ensure everything went smoothly. Ed, nice to meet you. Can you tell us what happened when Jesus was here tonight?
Oh, yeah, well, I'd arranged to have a couple of bouncers on duty, very discreet, know what I mean, just to check that only the invited guests was going to get in. I mean, there's a lot of very expensive people here. Oh, and Jesus, too. Oh, he's a nice fella. Very nice. Anyway, 9 o'clock this evening, everything's going fine. All the guests have arrived, guard dogs is quiet, dessert's being served, everybody's happy. When disaster strikes, there's a security alert. This woman, she's no good, I mean everybody knows her in town. She marches right up to the front of the house, bold as brass, and before you know it, she dives between the lads and is inside. She walks straight into the party. A great big gasp goes round the room. Oh, people's really shocked. One old boy choked on his food. I'll tell you, it's the most embarrassing moment of my career. Then she walks over to Jesus and sits at his feet. Everyone's looking. Could have heard a pin drop. Then she starts crying. She's crying onto Jesus' feet and wiping them dry with her hair. Then she pours expensive perfume onto his feet. Lovely smell, mind. Jesus looks round the room. He knows they're all thinking, why don't he tell her to get lost? But he says, this woman, even though she does bad things, loves me much more than you do. Well, they're totally gobsmacked. And then, and I just can't work this out, he turns to the woman and says, your sins are forgiven. Go in peace. Now, you tell me. I thought it was only God who could forgive people their sins. What did he mean?
A good question. And one for our religious affairs correspondent. An opinion. What's Jesus doing?
Well, it's all very exciting. Ed Banger is absolutely right. Only God can forgive people their sins. Yet here's Jesus telling this woman that her sins are forgiven. And then ordering somebody to be healed at a distance. It's incredible.
So, what does it mean?
Well, it doesn't make much sense, really. Unless, somehow, Jesus is God himself, living here on earth. Because he does seem to be doing things that only God can do.
The woman Jesus forgave had done some pretty bad things. Do you think there's anything Jesus can't forgive?
Doesn't seem like it, no. It seems as though if you're truly sorry for anything you've done, no matter how bad it is, Jesus is willing to forgive you and be friends again. Which is, of course, tremendous news for all of us.
Anne, thank you for talking to us. This is Jake Newshound, handing you back to the studio.